Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Golden Key Education. Today, I would like to use this chance to go through this interesting and challenging stats question for Year 6 mathematics students. So this question requires you to be able to interpret data with different range of display. So if you look at this question, there's quite a lot of logical reasonings involved. So what happens here is we have 6 teams in Football League with 3 games played each round. The Premiership table after 2 rounds is shown below. So first thing we need to understand is we need to highlight this point. There are only 2 rounds being played. Okay, so being listed in this table, we have actually 6 different teams. The question is asking you for which games have been played so far. So basically, it's asking about which team against which team, and also, if you can, determine the score in each game. Some of you guys might be thinking I'm joking. So how can you predict so much more information from just a list of table? Well, actually, it's not that hard if you try to pinpoint the key part of this question. In this question, the most important thing is you need to think about the drawn game for aces. Why is that? Because here you may realize that aces have 2 draw games. Okay, 2 draw games. So if we can try to figure out which 2 teams also have the drawn games, that would definitely be the opponents against aces. So what are they? Have a look at the drawn part here. The only other 2 ace drawn games is between Bulls and Flames. And also, if we check for both the goals, there are goals for both. And for Flames, there's no goals. So therefore, you could say ace versus flame. It must be a drawn game, but also it must be 0 against 0 because there is no goal for flames. How many goals are there for aces? There's only 1. The other drawn game between is going to be ace versus bolts. And that must be 1 against 1. Okay, so we already figured out 2 games here. The next thing is, if you check how many goals that Flame lost, well, there are actually 3 games. Who won the games? Well, so therefore you can say the Flame must have lost their game 0 against 3. And if you check the Bulls, well, because Bulls has 1 game that is 1-1 against ace, so there must be, well, there's 2 goals against and 2 goals for, so therefore Bulls must have won the game 2 against 1. Bulls won the other game 2 against 1, with whom we haven't yet figured out. So the Flame lost has been loss of 0 against 3. Well, therefore, who actually beats Flame? It must have at least 3 goals to allow this to happen. Well, obviously, it's not going to be both. The only other game that has enough number of goals here must be Dodgers. Okay, therefore, if we check with Dodgers has a total won both games and no goals against, so therefore it also wants another game for 2 against 0 versus someone. And also both 2 against 1, like we said, also versus someone. All right, so how do we work out Dodgers 2 against 0, which is versus which game? Well, the thing is, if you check else has 2 goals being against it, so it must be else. Okay. What is the game that left over for both? Well, if we check another team, that's with Cannons. Okay. Therefore, goes against is 4, but goes for 1. So obviously, this is the 1 here. So therefore, boats versus cannons, it must be 2 against 1. Okay. So what else have we not yet mentioned is the game between cannons and elves. Now, if we check, Cannons only had 1 goal, and that's definitely between the both game. So therefore, Cannon must have lost against the Elves. So therefore, we can say Elves versus Cannons must be 2 against 0. Why? Because if you check the Elves has already had 2 goals. But from the previous game with Dodgers, it doesn't score anything. So therefore, it must score all the goals against the Cannons. And that's it.